So what is it you're praying for? What are the tools you need to pray for? Maybe you don't need an investor. Maybe you need the ability to learn how to get the investor. Maybe you'd make a fool out of yourself in front of the investors right now. And so maybe you need to learn how not to make a fool out of yourself and burn those bridges. And so what are you praying for that's going to be the tools to get the job done, as opposed to the end result of the job itself? Everyone prays for success, but what if God says no? Not because he doesn't love you, but because he loves you so much, he doesn't want to let success destroy you. You see, the Father will never give you what you're not ready for. So let's go and understand why praying for the right thing might save your business and maybe even your life. A close friend of mine in the UK a few years ago won the UK lottery, won an obscene amount of money. He went from being middle class and average to a multi-millionaire in pounds in seconds. And within 24 months, every cent was gone and he had gone bankrupt. You might wonder why this happens, but if you follow the statistics, 9 out of 10 people who win a lottery are bankrupt within 24 to 36 months. You see, my friend wasn't unusual. He was actually usual for people who got rich quick. You see, you could say that he was praying for the outcome, and yet when he got the outcome, it was the actual thing that crushed him. So what I want us to think about is that it's not money that was the problem. It was actually the lack of preparation for the money that caused the problem. You see, God's not in the business of destroying his children with premature blessings. That's why sometimes we pray for outcomes to do with money or clients or growth. And we're looking for God to be the Harry Potter of heaven, who casts his magic wand and suddenly drops millions of pounds into a bank account for us, or tens or hundreds or thousands of clients into a business for us without us having done anything. What's actually happened is God is protecting us by just not giving us what we're not ready for, or maybe what we haven't earned yet. Think of David. He faced lions and bears before he faced Goliath. You see, God was giving David the mindset and the attributes to face fierce before he had to face giant. And so maybe we should think more carefully about what it is that we pray for. What would happen if we prayed for the tools to achieve the outcome? The training, the skills, the maturity, the mindset? What if we prayed for the ability to grow at a pace that we could sustain and keep sustaining, as opposed to growing so quickly that we just can't look after it? See, there's a really interesting thing when it comes to prayer, and prayer for your business as well, is if you can pray for the tools, you'll probably look around you and realize that you've got all of them within easy reaching distance of you right now. If you can pray for the knowledge or the expertise or the guidance, maybe you're on YouTube finding that at this very second, or maybe you bump into a coach who can teach you, or maybe you just bump into a mentor in a shopping precinct who just gives you the 5 words of encouragement or knowledge that's missing for you. You see, as believers, these are the prayers I think we should be asking and saying and having, and the conversations with God that we should be stepping into. Please give me the tools, the knowledge, the expertise, the patience and the guidance to achieve a business that's so big that the world can recognize it as being yours. And so sometimes when we pray for the outcome and we don't get it, it's just simply that God's saying, you're not ready for this yet. You need to earn it. Let me teach you to garden before you get the fruit, so that next year you can get fruit again and again and again. Let me ensure that you grow with the blessings I give you, so that you don't drown by being thrown into the Atlantic Ocean when really you still need to be in a 25-meter swimming pool. And so I'd encourage you today to have massive goals and ambitions for your business, and pray for the work ethic, the resources, the perseverance, the patience, the tools, the people, the skill sets, the character traits, and maybe even the mindsets to grow within you at a pace you can sustain, where your business and your wealth and everything else will grow at the same time. To ensure that we're never in a position where we're asking God and putting him in an awkward place where he knows that by giving us the thing that we're praying for, the massive outcome, we're simply going to fail and he's going to fail us. Because no loving father sets his children up to fail on purpose. And then maybe we could think about how we're stewarding those resources we do have to give them an evidence base now to show that we could have 10 more customers in our 60-person business, taking it from 60 to 70, or 100 more in our 400-person business, taking it from 400 to 500. And maybe we can look to provide him with an evidence base of how competent, capable we are with our actions to go and do that. Because the reality is that in getting the big goal, it wasn't just my friend who got hurt by that lottery win. He got misguided by the enemy, but his wife got hurt, his children got hurt, his family got hurt, he got hurt, his friends got hurt. And ultimately, he was worse off 24 months later than what he was before, because he got too much too soon and hadn't prepared fully for it. A bit like the Olympic athlete who pulls a muscle because they haven't warmed up before they do the race. So what is it you're praying for? What are the tools you need to pray for? Maybe you don't need an investor. Maybe you need the ability to learn how to get the investor. Maybe you'd make a fool out of yourself in front of the investors right now. And so maybe you need to learn how not to make a fool out of yourself and burn those bridges. And so what are you praying for that's going to be the tools to get the job done, as opposed to the end result of the job itself?